Okay, so the way that we do this is we'll pull the pattern off. And remember, I'm using black interfacing. It says to only cut one of interfacing, so I'm only going to interface one piece of number 5. Okay, so got a little quirky thing going on there. So the way you do it, you start in the middle and work your way out, and you do not use steam. Okay, so now I'll go to the left. The heat is enough. The steam kind of shrinks the interface and makes it buckle and bubble. It's okay. So now I'm going to put this on top, put this back on top. Give me one of my pins back. Thank you. And I want to keep the pattern piece with the piece. Okay, so here's number 6. It's all, remember we scissor marked it. Everything is marked. And again, it says interfacing cut 2. So that means I need to interface both pieces. So I open them up so I make sure that the wrong side is up. Okay, on both. I then align the interfacing. And see how I had a center mark? I make sure both those center marks are together. I'm going to take this one. So now I'm interfacing both pieces. Okay, so again, I'm going to start in the middle, nail the middle down, then go from side to side. Give it like a couple seconds in each spot to make sure it has time for the glue to melt. And also do everything you can to prevent from gluing to the ironing board, because what happens is that adhesive gets on the next person's garment. Okay, so again, I'm going to lay these together, put my pattern piece back on it. Okay, thanks. And I'm just loosely pinning it back, just so I know which pattern piece it is. Okay, it also said number 14, 2 and 2, so I'm going to have to, here's the main thing with this black, there's a definitive right side and wrong side. I have to make sure that I don't accidentally do it to the wrong side. So I get the interfacing off. I know this is the right side, this is the right side, so I open them out so they're mirrored, like this. They're opposite, okay? With that in mind, the first thing I want to do is iron that crease out of the middle. So I can give it steam for that, because that happened on the fold. So get rid of that first. Now it's flat enough, and you know which side the adhesive's on. Make sure that goes onto the wrong side. Now see how it's off right here? Get it on. Sit the iron in the middle while I get this one laid out. Matching notches. Now slide over. And this is the way you get it on smooth, because what happens is if you start on this end, as you go, look what happens. I push it and it doesn't fit. Notice I'm not using steam on the interfacing. Start over here. And that's okay. And you can tell when it's on there good enough. So now get this Get my pattern piece. I want to roll it. I don't want to fold it because it'll make a crease in it. Okay, and now here's the last piece. This is piece number 9. Okay, so again, I've got the black fabric. I'm going to remove the inner, oh, I got the white fabric, so it's real clear what's right and wrong. Okay, and we are using black on the white, and we explained that last week. Because again, when you have white fabric, you have to test and see what's going to happen when you have seams going under it. Well, since we're lining it in black, we want everything underneath it to be black.
When you have black, when you have a black fabric, it doesn't matter.
Well, no, you should have black lining, black interfacing.
Oh.
You always want the appropriate color, but the color, I had to really, really make a choice this time as to white or black. Typically you do white, but because I'm lining it in black, it magnified the white, which made it look terrible as seams are gonna come and as it doubles. Whenever white doubles, it multiplies, it magnifies, and it looks terrible. So this way, everything under the white will be black, and you won't see anything. And there won't be a color change from white. When the facing goes on, it's going to be white on white, and then the black of the lining, and I don't want a color change from that point. So you have to be cognizant of all those kinds of things, especially when you're using white fabric. And that's why we just had to go through that with Abby, who was using beige lining on a white jacket, which is fine, but you have to make sure what's happening on the outside is what you're okay with. Okay? So now all the pieces, and see, that doesn't look bad with black under it. Okay. So that's it for step number 1.